Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you guys for your continued support. And I'm coming to you guys straight out of the gym. I just didn't know when I was going to be able to record this video again because I had done one last night and then I got to re-record it again. But nonetheless, here we are, sweaty and all. It's all good. But yeah, I wanted to first start off this video by saying thank you to everyone who came to the Women Empowerment event on April 3rd. It was a great turnout. Shout out to the speakers that spoke as well. They did an amazing job. And that was my first time speaking at an event. And I was nervous as heck, but I pushed through and I got great responses. And I'm definitely looking forward to doing something like that again. It's very much needed. And I just want to say thank you guys for showing up and showing out for your girl. Okay, so another thing that I want to say is rest in peace to DMX, the legend. For those who know me personally, know that I'm a music head. But he is definitely one of the artists that touched me. I think one of my favorite songs from him was Slippin'. And I played that song to death. But I've been playing his music all weekend, looking at video clips and everything. And he inspired and touched a lot of lives. And that goes to show you that finding your purpose in life, regardless of what you're going through, because, he was fighting his demons. It's not for us to judge, but he definitely left an impact and influenced a lot of people. And so, yeah. And the reason why I think, because it's a lot of celebrities that pass away, and this one hit me differently, and because it hit close to home. And the reason why I say that is because if you watch my videos, a lot of you already know that I speak on my dad who was on drugs. And that led to a lot of trauma that I had in my life because he wasn't mentally able to push through the way he needed to as a father for me. I can't speak for my other siblings, but for me. And so, yeah, so I was able to have that real conversation with my dad in regards to what it had done to me when I was younger. And, the things that had I guess manifested itself into my adulthood because of the things that I was not taught or the things that I saw that I shouldn't have saw as a child. And so when I look at DMX, he does remind me of my father. And, and I've looked at some of, the things he went through with his kids and, and just a lot of things he went through in his life. And it definitely touched me in a different way than I've ever felt about a celebrity, someone who I've never met in my life. But I'm sure if I would have met him, he would have been, welcoming and such a warm person based on the stuff that I've seen that he's done in his life from the little clips everyone's posted. But nonetheless, DMX is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. He's an example of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because for me, giving back to those who aren't able to heal and understand the importance of being able to truly heal, because sometimes we can get so caught up in, living in our trauma or functioning from our trauma. We, and then we're being selfless and thinking about others before we're thinking about ourselves, that we don't fix what needs to be fixed. But today I wanted to speak on breaking generational curses, because I feel like sometimes we do become a product of our environment. And like I said, those things manifest into our adulthood because we aren't taught certain things. And so I just wanted to give you guys some ways that you can break your generational curses so that you don't find yourself, I guess, continuing the same cycle over and over again. So the first step in breaking generational curses, I would say, is reparenting yourself. And this is something that I took on because I think it's very important to unlearn and teach yourself new knowledge that'll help you in your adult life. So say for instance, you weren't taught how to manage your finances. So when you get older, I mean, you aren't responsible. You aren't saving money. You aren't paying your bills on time. And yes, to some, that might be common sense. To some people, it's normal to them to just live paycheck to paycheck and just be able to survive. And so the only way to do that, to combat that, is try to help gain new knowledge. And we're going to get into some of the ways that you can do that later in the video. But yes, gain the new knowledge. And also another example, say for instance, you're not a person who sets standards for yourself and boundaries because there's something that you didn't receive as a child and you're so busy searching for that you overlook some of the red flags. So setting standards and boundaries for yourself is another way to reparent yourself. And for me, I call it a growth hack, where I usually take one character, like a character flaw, and which is the next step that I'm going to get into about your character. I find something about myself that I want to fix, that I see that's pretty much came from my trauma. Because most of us, are too busy saying, this is how I am. Before I get too far into it, I do want to give you ways that you can reparent yourself before I get to the next step. So affirmations, daily affirmations. So what I do is I'll go on YouTube and find videos that says, I am love. Just stuff like that, stuff that, will rewire your brain into thinking positive about yourself and feeling better about yourself. And it might not feel like you're doing anything when you do it for the first time, but guarantee after you do it for give yourself 30 days, you'll start seeing a change in the difference in how you feel and your energy. Another thing is getting 8 hours of sleep. That is very important. Just making sure you're well rested, so that you have you're able to operate on a full cup. Because although God wants us to make sure that we push towards our purpose and make sure that we get the best out of life, He still wants to make sure that your star player is working from a full cup at the end of the day. Another thing is journaling. I journal a lot. And that for me helps me put things into perspective, and I can see what I'm writing and read it out loud to myself. And that helps me kind of, like I said, put things into perspective, get a better understanding of myself and what I'm doing wrong and what I could be doing better. And also most of my journaling is devotionals. So with my devotionals, usually it's just me talking to God and just telling Him about my day, the things I want to work on, the things that I've realized about myself within the day that I should focus on and hone in on, and some of my goals and some of my plans, just different things that you can write down. It doesn't have to be specifically about things you want to change, but I feel like the more you get out, the less pressure you feel on yourself, the less weight you feel on yourself. So that's just a few things you guys can take into account that you can utilize. Oh, and therapy and spiritual growth. Those things are important as well. Yes, get closer to God, but God also put doctors and therapists on this earth and, His earthly angels to help you maneuver in situations. And like I was just talking about, fixing character flaws. So say for instance, you're a person that does not know how to communicate effectively. Because when you grew up, all you saw was arguments, and anytime somebody went against the way somebody thought or felt, then it had to be a confrontation. It had to be an argument. It couldn't be a way to communicate effectively. And so since you've seen you thought that was normal. And so when someone approaches you about something, you don't know how to take it. You feel like they're being negative. So yeah, that's just an example. Find a character flaw about yourself that you want to fix, and just try to, focus on that daily. And whatever it is, do the opposite of what you're used to doing. That's what I would say. Finding a mentor. Finding a mentor definitely saves you a lot of time, energy, and money. I was just at this business event that my friend has every month for like-minded business individual. I can't even talk. Business individuals. And we were talking about, that was one of the main subjects for that night, was finding a mentor. It's very important because, we don't know everything. Sometimes we need someone who might be further along in life that knows more and can step in and help you figure out if you should make this move or that move, and can hold you accountable. Because a lot of us, we like to plan stuff and we don't stick to it. We don't have anyone to tell us or stay on our behinds. So, yeah, finding a mentor is definitely one of the major things. I'm a life coach, but I also have a life coach as well. I haven't talked to her in a minute, so I do need to get back with her. But I think it's very important just to have someone by your side, and have a third party, someone who's not really close to you, because sometimes those people can be biased, and you need someone to give you information based off not knowing you, a person who is not that close to you, so they're not going to try to be a yes man. And I think you shouldn't have yes men around you, period, even in your, as friends. But I'm just saying, sometimes it's easy for your friends to be biased when it comes to you, because they're your friends and they know you. And they just want the best for you. Nobody wants to be a Debbie Downer on your plans, but it's it's always good to have a third party. Finding your purpose. I feel like that's where the shift in my life started to happen, was when I realized what I was on this earth for. And I feel like finding your purpose makes you want to move a little bit more intentional in life, and you start to understand things a little bit better. You start looking at things from a different perspective, and it definitely motivates you, knowing that there's something that you found in your life that's fulfilling. So definitely find your purpose. And the last thing I would say is teach your family. I mean, the whole point of you breaking the curse is to be able to not only, break the curse for yourself, but for your family as well. You never know who you can touch. And it might, influence them and motivate them to want to change their lives. Share the wealth of knowledge. Don't hoard it all to yourself, because the whole purpose of you learning this stuff and trying to break the curse is so that you can make a change and shift the whole dynamic of the entire situation. So your kids, their kids, and kids can, definitely have a different perspective. And also, of course, your kids are going to have to live their own life and their own life experiences, but why not give them a head start on something different and something new? And just like when I started working out and eating more healthy, I talk to my sister all the time. I always told her, maybe change this the way you eat with this, and maybe try working out. Start off small. Share the knowledge with them. Tell them what and don't try to force it down on one's throat, because people are going to do what they want to do. Because I told her a few times, but it took for her to have to go to the doctor. Tiffany, don't be mad at me for telling your business. But it took for that to happen for her to start being motivated, but it's okay, whatever. Sometimes it takes for us to see, like I said, some people have to actually live through certain experiences to take stuff serious. And, and shout out to my sister, because she's losing some pounds, okay? It's nothing like being able to see that. That's a beautiful thing. And I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. Tiffany, I'm very proud of you. Yeah, so, what else do I have to talk about? That's pretty much it, y'all. Again, I want to say rest in peace to DMX. You will be missed. I actually shared some tears. That's why I said it hit me different, guys, because I never shed tears over celebrities. Like, I feel bad because, because I don't know them, I don't feel that same pain as, the people that are closer to them. But for some reason, this just hit different. But hey, you know, it's life, and you know, we all have our day. And so while we're here, I advise all of us to try to live your best life, work on yourself. I know sometimes it's not easy. A lot of stuff is out of reach because you're just so busy, like I said, trying to survive, live day to day. But find something in life that even while you're going through, that you're able to find some peace, because that's the most important thing to me. I think with success, and I'm just going to say for me, because a lot of people think success is monetary gain and material things and people giving you praises. But I feel like success is finding peace within yourself first. Because then when everything else comes, or even when it goes, that peace within yourself is never going to leave. It's like gold, because you're still able to remain happy. Because you can be happy, but happiness is, you know, just an emotion. But having peace, I think that's a spiritual thing. And that's something that takes a lot of time and life and wisdom to be able to get to. And, you know, things don't happen overnight. So don't get sad and upset when you start working and trying to get through the process that it's just not happening and working for you. Because, you know, everything takes time. That's just like if you go to school and you're trying to learn something, or if you start a new job and you're trying to learn something, and it's uncomfortable for you because you feel, you know, I'm not gonna say like an idiot, but you barely know, you know, because you're a beginner. So you're gonna have to get through those uncomfortable phases in order for you to get to the ultimate goal, which is the peace within yourself. So thank you guys again for listening, and until next time, be blessed.